Hey everybody, and welcome to the second installment of Release the Dover Stone. This is a beautiful day. Here, I'll show you outside. We're in the man cave here in beautiful Highlands Ranch, and it's my birthday. Yes, I'm 21 years young today. But check it out outside. It's gorgeous. Dig this. Ooh, look at that. That is the windowsill of the man cave. Can you see the, you can't. I got the shades. Anyway, okay. Yep, nice snowy day here in Highlands Ranch. And that's along with my family and chocolate cake. Chocolate frosting, really, with yellow cake, which reminds me of some kind of incident in the early 21st century. Yellow cake. Anyway, all these things plus snow equals a great birthday. So I'd love to talk to you today about EBE Bop. EBE, first of all, stands for Extraterrestrial Biological Entity. All my life I've been enjoying researching ufology, and one of the terms that they used early on was EBE, EBE. So I thought that would be fun to use something different than ET or alien. So that's where that comes from. And this specific story has to do with the incident at Roswell, New Mexico, the famous 1947 incident. Did a weather balloon, Project Mogul, high up in the atmosphere blow up, and the new aluminum type material that was used to make it, that was uncommon during those days, scatter across this man's field? And that's where all this came from? Not as good a story as if an alien ship had actually crashed. That's what I'm going with. It's more fun, don't you think? So, Roswell. How would that story, if indeed it were a story about an EBE rather than a weather balloon, how would that story look through the eyes of the EBE, him or herself? That's the premise of this story, and that's the written part, and I think you'll find some interesting plot twists in there. I will give none of them away, but it does have to do with bebop, and it is 1947, so forewarned that there is a fun connection there. As far as the music, the soundtrack part of all this, I thought, well, I should have something that sounds like the voice, which is telepathic, of the EBE. And this particular EBE is from a planet called Roston, and they call our planet New Roston, and their race as a people, the term I came up with was Ibean. It could be Ibian, but I thought I'd give it a little southern twist and call it Ibean. So they're the Ibeans. And this one's name specifically is Kridnyik Filyik, if you're wondering how to pronounce that. So what kind of voice, telepathically, what would you do? In this case, my daughter Amber read some really cool stories from her childhood that we would read together, and recorded those. And then the Wiest boys, Matthew and David, and one of their friends, Kyle, just talked for a while and hung out, and I took all those voices, put them together, ran it backwards, and then sent it through a couple of filters, and then gave it to Phil Bula to really put some George Martin-esque type filters through it, and he really did a cool job. So that's the first thing that you hear right before one of my favorite piano players in the world, Arlington Jones, does a beautiful cadenza. It was like first or second take. He just sat down and played this cadenza. After I gave him a little information about the story, he just, bam, laid it right down. Same thing with Bob Mintzer, the great Bob Mintzer, who I'm proud to say is my friend. I asked him if he would play some bass clarinet on this, and he is just one of the best improvisers and jazz players on that instrument. And man, does he turn in a great solo. I think you'll really, really enjoy it. It's worthy of transcribing and assimilating, that's for sure. So the sound that you hear that represents to me the Ibean theme is myself in the lower register, and Bob Mintzer on bass clarinet, and then Ryan Davidson using one of his amazing Ice Planet Hoth guitar pedals. I don't know what it is, but it sounds very alien-esque and just the perfect sound. So it goes through, the tune goes through a lot of different variations of mood and texture that I think represents the story. And I think you'll really enjoy the combination of these two things. I know I did, as far as writing something about one of my favorite moments in ufology, as well as the concept of what would we seem like to visiting entities, and then put that all together with kind of a EBE-esque version of EBE Bop. So, without further ado, I hope you enjoy the story, I hope you enjoy the music, and we'll be back soon for installment number 3. But for right now, here is EBE Bop.